Hey y'all, have you ever finished a Run Disney race and thought, I need photos that look slightly less like a survival and slightly more like a Disney influencer photo shoot? Well, Disney may actually have the perfect answer. And this year, Jess and I did that after the springtime surprise. We booked what they call Disney's Capture the Moment photo session, and we did it in Epcot. You can do it in all the parks, but we wanted to celebrate our medals in an actual professional picture kind of way. And honestly, I think this may secretly be one of Disney's best underrated splurges. So today I'm talking about what Capture the Moment is and what our experience was like, how much it costs, and whether you think it's worth booking for your next Disney trip or Run Disney weekend. I'm Mary Beth. Welcome back to Mouse Ears and Magical Chats. If you are first joining us, I also have a co-host, Jess. She is working her butt off in her real life. So I'm going to talk to you about Disney trips, Run Disney, Disney adult chaos, and all things magical until Jess gets back. But make sure you subscribe because we talk about all of that here. So let's get into Capture Your Moment. If you've never heard of Capture Your Moment before, it's basically a private Disney PhotoPass session. You get a dedicated Disney photographer for 20 minutes and can make photos around select areas of the park. It's more personalized than the normal PhotoPass stops. Normally you see the people in the green and you can stop, take a picture, and move on. This is just you. No one else can do it because this session is completely focused on you and what you want to do. So for us, the total cost was $99 for the session, and we split that between the two of us. And honestly, by Disney standards, that almost felt suspiciously reasonable to me. Totally worth it. And when we split the cost between the two of us, it really felt like a fun added on after the race weekend thing that wasn't breaking our piggy banks. So we specifically booked this after Springtime Surprise because we wanted the fun photos with our medals. I don't know if you've all seen people after the races and they have their medals, or they take medals pictures of the medals hanging on railings and stuff, and I think a lot of them do this Capture the Moment piece. Lots of people do it themselves, but this is great. And if you've ever done Run Disney, you know that these medals become your entire personality for at least the week afterwards, right? And they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. So you wake up at absurd hours for Run Disney. For us, like 2:30, 3 in the morning. You go run through the Disney parks half asleep. You survive Florida humidity, and somehow you still convince yourself you're signing up again for next year. So honestly, the medals do deserve their own celebration. I also feel after race weekend, you're exhausted, but in the best emotional way that you can be exhausted. There's just something really fun about commemorating the experience with pictures that feel more elevated than your standard quick castle selfie. And don't get me wrong, I do a lot of quick castle selfies, but my face always looks crazy, right? Anyhow, we chose Epcot. So if you choose Epcot, you are meeting out by the American Pavilion. There is right next to where they sell the paintings, there's a kiosk outside where you're going to meet your Capture the Moment people. And they give you a few pavilion options for the photo session, and we chose Italy. And they also give you a book to kind of flip through so you can see some of the photos that people have done before in each of the pavilions so you get an idea of what's available. And I gotta say, Italy was perfect. This is during the Flower and Garden Festival that we did ours. So Epcot already looked gorgeous with flowers everywhere. But the Italy Pavilion specifically felt unreal. Between the flowers, the fountains, the architecture, the colors, every single background looked beautiful. Like we couldn't go wrong with Italy for sure. And I'm Italian, so I'm all about that. The area also felt really elegant and open, which worked perfectly for our medals. Some spots in Disney can feel super crowded or kind of chaotic in pictures, but Italy had this relaxed atmosphere where the photos almost looked like they were taken outside of Disney World entirely. And we did it early enough that Epcot wasn't overly busy. There was one section where we did photos by a fountain, and there had been a family over there by the fountain, and the PhotoPass person asked if we could take some pictures there, and so they moved over a little bit, but the kid was not having that for a second. So that one I wanted to rush through. I felt bad that the kid was upset. So I wanted them to enjoy the flowers or pulling the flowers off. But so we did the well shots, which were really cool, and moved on to some other areas. Like we were over by the bridge and got the background with the ball and the water. It was beautiful. But I gotta say, one thing that I really loved was how helpful the photographers are throughout the session. Left to our own devices, I think Jess and I would have repeated the same three awkward poses over and over again, which I did tell the photographer. I was like, we're friends and not partners. Because one time a photographer got me and my cousin to look, we didn't look like cousins for a minute. I was like, I should just let her know we're friends. But the photographers actually helped direct us the entire time. They gave us ideas on how to hold our medals, movement shots, best friend poses, candid laughing pictures, and individual shots too. And they generally made the whole thing feel comfortable instead of awkward. Though we did have a very windy day, so there was like hair awkwardness sometimes. But the photographers are talented because having us pretend to laugh while people walk by EPCOT is a deeply vulnerable experience, and they did a very good job with this. They really know what they're doing, and they helped the session feel really fun instead of staged. So, I guess the big question is capture the moment worth it? For me, honestly, yes. And if you were bringing your family, Jess has shown me pictures of her and her family doing their family photos with this. Totally amazing. So honestly, yes, this is completely worth it for $99, especially after a Run Disney weekend. The photos felt more polished and intentional than I was going to take. Like after my last race, I just took some pictures outside on my balcony. This was just eons better. And I love having dedicated medal pictures that actually captured the excitement of the weekend. I also think this is one of those Disney experiences that you're paying for memories that you'll actually keep forever. And for $99, especially if you split it with another person, I personally think it's a really fun splurge if you care about the photos. A few quick tips to think about when booking. Number one, definitely think about your outfits beforehand because the pictures do feel special. We chose our Run Disney shirts that they give because I thought that was a good feel for it. Number two, if you're doing Run Disney, absolutely bring your medals. They will take pictures of you and your medals in any way that you want and they will suggest things. So definitely bring them. You earn them, show them off. And number three, choose a pavilion or a location that kind of matches your vibe that you want. Italy felt elegant and colorful, but every Epcot area has a different feel. And I know I love the ones that I saw people do in Magic Kingdom. I think they were so fun. And finally, number four, if possible, try booking earlier in the day before the crowds show up. I think that made me feel less awkward because I wasn't taking these pictures with medals in front of like tons of people. But I liked the time of day. I think we did one of the first sessions. So 11 o'clock was open in Epcot, and that was perfect for us. Overall, this ended up being one of my favorite things we did during Springtime Surprise Weekend, besides the races. It was such a fun way to celebrate the races, the medals, the whole experience together. And if you've ever done Capture the Magic before, let me know in the comments and where you took your pictures and what you thought of it, and if you thought if it was worth it. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us for more Run Disney or Disney trip content. And we love some Disney adult chaos, so leave some comments. And we'll see you next time here on Mouse Ears and Magical Chats. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.